What's going on again, everybody? Mr. Barry here. Hopefully, getting you ready to go with in terms of graphing and writing piecewise functions. Here, we're going to go ahead and we have a graph, so I want to write a piecewise function from it. A couple things are going to hold true no matter what. We're going to go ahead and go with function notation. So I see two pieces here. I want to go ahead and start off by writing that f of x. That's always going to hold true. I'm going to have that equal sign. And I need to understand that I have two pieces. Let's work left to right. That kind of sort of makes sense with an understanding that here I have on the furthest to the left, I have this graph right here. And those are some of the points already on it, including that included point. So that's going to be important as well. That included point for this line on the left, or goes furthest to the left, it looks like it's an x value of -2, and that is included. So I want to go ahead and let's get that out of the way first. Again, apologies for the terrible handwriting here on the graph with the mouse. Then let's keep on this pattern going. So even though there is not points, I'm going up one and right one each time. And I need to at least hit the y-intercept, so I actually did a little bit extra stuff there. And I could see the pattern here, and I could see the y-intercept. Here, for this line on the left, I went up one and to the right one, up one, right one. That means that I would have a slope of +1. Then I kept that pattern rolling, and eventually I hit the y-intercept, and that y-intercept was right there at -2. Now, of course, in this actual graph, that didn't happen, but I need that information so I can kind of articulate what's going on with that line. My slope for that line on the left is 1. My y-intercept is 2. So the equation for that line furthest off to the left would be 1x minus 2. And of course, as we talked about already, the interval there written in inequality notation, of course, is x is less than or equal to -2. There's the second piece that we need to talk about, of course, and kind of see here that we have the excluded dot. Go ahead and just kind of circle that a little bit larger. That's also at -2. So I'm going to go ahead and write that in there. And it looks like we're going to have this line go far off to the right. So I have x is greater than -2. Try to write this a little bit neater. So let's go ahead and continue the pattern here. Looks like we're going down one, right one, down one, right one, so on and so forth. And I really need to track here the slope and the y-intercept because, of course, these are lines and linear functions. We have that y is equal to mx plus b. So for this second line going off to the right side, what's the slope? We went down one and to the right one, meaning that my slope would be -1. My y-intercept is the location where this line crosses the y-axis. That happens right there at the spot -3. So now when I write this out, I've already written down what's going on with the interval in inequality notation. X is greater than -2. But what happened with the linear function? Slope is -1. Y-intercept is -3. So I would go ahead and write that as such. With the -1x minus 3. So there's my piecewise function. It's completely completed. F of x is equal to 1x minus 2. And that's happening. X is less than or equal to -2. And then I have my second function, -1x minus 3. And that's happening when our x values are greater than -2.